Okay, so being week one, we're not, it's only 30 minutes anyways. We're not gonna go over a ton. But I do want to go like some quick housekeeping things. Um, we are doing this for 3 months. Okay. You are required to be on said Zoom every week. And I fully get sometimes like it's like, but my family, but this is up. I have been in so many situations where I have like been at a big family function and I have stepped away to be on a call like this because it is that important. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices. If you are floating in the middle of the ocean, Kayla, and don't have service, you get pass. She's going on a cruise in a couple days.
Okay.
So like that, like if you're flying up in the air on an airplane, I get it. Like there are certain reasons where it's like you get a pass. But if it's like, oh, I forgot, you get one pass. And if it's not a real, like if there's another time you don't show up, you will be evicted.
Oh, okay.
So I love you guys, but I am showing up for you guys. You have to show up for yourselves. And sometimes sacrifices have to happen. If you want to get to that ultimate goal of like time freedom, all of that kind of stuff, you got to invest a little bit in the front end. Okay. So that's kind of the main thing. We have the chat group. We have other chat groups. We're all like, there's other chat groups. That one, the whole idea is keeping this like more small and intimate and really getting to know each other. You guys are both going to be at the team retreat too. So we'll get to know each other a little bit better there, obviously. I'll get to actually hug both of you for the first time too. I'm so excited. But I just wanted to bring this in as a more intimate way to grow together and kind of bringing in people that are around the same level. You guys are both kind of in that same like senior silver, wanting to go gold, wanting to grow. That's kind of where everyone's sitting that is in this group. Have been like posting, sharing, feet have gotten wet, but we're not like full blown like team builder situation quite yet, right? So that's a little bit of kind of what's going on here. Cool. The chat, I will be giving you guys homework each week. It's obvious stuff. A lot of it's going to be obvious stuff that you know you're supposed to be doing, but the chat is a great place to like, hey, I got my homework done. This is, I sent this many messages. I did the big scary, like celebrate that. Tell people what you're working on. Tell people what's working, what's not working, all of that, because you sharing those things, that's why I'm always like, hey, I sent this message out and this is my response. I share that to help you guys. Okay. So you sharing that stuff is going to help other people be like, oh, that's a great idea. Maybe I should ask Sally that question would fit Sally. I'm going to talk to Sally about that. So, use the chat, use our little group chat, but you can also use the team chat as well. So for this week, it's the beginning of the month. One of the most important things to do at the beginning of the month, because we do work month by month, obviously, right? You basically start back at ground zero at the beginning of every month. Like I'm a silver, well, my points are high enough on the first of the month that I'm not silver, but you know what I mean? Like I start with 0 points. When the month is over and we refresh, it says 0 on my end too. Okay. So I set a goal. I map out my team. So I set a goal of points of how many I want to enroll, how many silvers I want to develop, how many golds I want to develop, all of that. Like I set a goal for all of those different things. And then you can't just be like, this is my goal and just have it floating out in outer space. You have to have a plan. A goal without a plan is a wish. Okay. So if you have a goal, you need to figure out these are the steps I'm going to make. Have you guys heard of a SMART goal? You know what that means? So it's an acronym, SMART. It's specific, measurable, achievable. What's R? Realistic and time. So the time, like when I set a goal every month, obviously it's a month. That's time. Measurable, you can't just say I want to grow my team. That That's not measurable. Okay. So I want to grow by this many points this month. When I also like to, when I say this many points, I like to bring it down more realistic instead of points, because that's a little more abstract. I talk about people. So I'm like, this many points, if I divide that by 5, because that's kind of the average number you're going to get from each person that enrolls, I need to help my team get this many people. Okay. So you're actually looking at specific people, not points. You don't chase points. You don't really chase people either. You help people to make those points, right? So that's how I come down with, I want to grow by this many points in a month. It's this many people. These are the people I am going to pour into to help get X people. I am going to develop Kayla to gold, and her going to gold is this many points. Amanda's going gold, this many points, this many people. Does that make sense? So you're mapping out how it's going to happen. I also am not going to sit here and be like, I'm going to grow by 5,000 points this month and it's going to be incredible. That's not realistic, right? We need to be realistic, but we also need a push to it. If I say I'm going to grow by 10 points this month, that to me, like a growth is a growth. I'll take growth, but at the same time, that's not a good goal to be creating for myself and for our team. And so I make push goals, like goals that make me a little bit uncomfortable, but also make sense. Like, yeah, we can achieve that. And actually this month I sat down today and I was like, hey, this is my goal. And then I sat there going, is that realistic? And I was like, we're kind of on fire right now. So yeah, we can do that. It's a big goal, but we could do it. So that's what I want you guys to sit and think about. And Amanda, we talked about this last night of like, you said this was my goal or this. No, it's both. You're going to go gold and you're going to enroll 6 people. And you're going to help other people enroll people. That is one of the most important things. So I'm going to tell you guys, this is kind of a behind the scenes information for you. I have fast started a lot of golds, quite a few golds. And that means in the first 2 months, they go from nothing to over 100 points. One of them is currently maintaining gold or higher. The problem with the people that fast start is they don't develop a team under them to keep growing. They do it all on their own. And then those people fall off and they don't know what else to do. Okay. So in order to have a solid team, you need to create width and depth. So you guys are both doing this right now. Like you are getting that width. You're enrolling all the people by yourselves. There's nothing down here. And you're not going to have any time freedom if you're just doing this, right? You're the one doing all the things doing this. But when you go this way, you start going, hey, Amanda, why don't you post this and then teach this person to post this? And then that person's going to post this. How about you host this event for so-and-so? Okay. So what I do, I teach you guys to do, and then you start doing it. Like you guys saw that Joy's putting on this reset remix thing. That was all her idea. She's doing it all. I've sent people to her like, hey, my person wants to do this. You go take care of them. Hey, thanks. That's what a team does, right? She's a team player. So that's what you guys are learning and are going to start doing, is creating your own team and passing down what I've taught you to them. But the first thing you need to do is start pouring into those people. Like today, Kayla, our conversation with Jessica, right? The other Jessica, one of the Jessicas. I always get so confused with Harrison. What's the other one?
It's Harris, and then there's Jessica Jacob.
Jacob. There we go. There we go. I was like, I know there's another one. But like having that conversation of like, why aren't you doing this? And I totally get sometimes like you ask them 5 million times and you get I call out the thumbs up all the time now, you guys, because I make it funny. I'm like, I love the thumbs. But just curious, is that a yes? Is that a no? Is that I'm thinking about it? I don't know what a damn thumb means. So, kind of just leaning, like, if they heart it, be like, I know it's pretty awesome. Are you in? Do you want to do this with me? Like, just ask him what the damn heart means, because I don't know what the damn, like, I heart a lot of things, but I respond to it too. So constantly asking for the post. Who wants to do this with you? I get a lot of like people, like, my people don't want to build a business. That's okay. Most people, very few people roll into Plexus being like, I want to grow a business. Woo! They start on the products, they fall in love, they start sharing it, and the business happens. That's how 90% of this rolls. Okay. But just because they're not thinking I'm building a business doesn't mean they can't put a post up. They can't share with a couple of friends. They can't get a, if all of your people do a +1 this month, and a +1, actually, by the way, I'm excited about this. We're doing a couples Zoom next Thursday where we're going to have potentially 4 couples, 3, maybe 4 couples sharing their stories. So the wife and the husband talking. This is going to be great for all of your people to get on, because if all of your people just signed up their husbands or their partners or whatever, one person, their best friend, their mom, think how many people are going to be on your team at the end of the month. You're going to double your team by doing that, right? So just one person makes your team grow a lot. But really what we want to think about is who's going silver. How many silvers am I going to develop this month? Because going silver is that first step into becoming a business builder. You don't go like, oh, look, you have 3 people, you're a business builder. I don't even tell people that they went silver. I just tell them they got money. Here's a bonus. Silver means nothing to them. They don't know what that means. And if you put a like, oh, you went silver, they're building a business. That's what they're going to think. So I'm like, and then after people go silver and kind of start leaning into that, that's kind of when I have that conversation of like, you got something here. Do you want to take this further? You would be an incredible leader of a team. We can replace your income. Or how would an extra $1,000 instead of $200 be for you? Okay, so baby step. If you go after them and you're like, let's build a business, and they're like, oh no, girlfriend, there's no way I'm doing that. Like, that's okay. Would you be open to helping me with my business though? And just popping out a quick little shout out post for me? So you can start big. Ask for what you want. If you want them to be a business builder for you, ask them. Talk about it. And if they are not ready for it, you baby step. You go down. What's the next thing? A post is great. Also the pink 15 things that we do, or the Zooms, something that I'm pushing this month, and I want us all to start doing with our new people, is when they get started, ask if they'd be open to hosting, or we would host for them, a wellness event. Okay, so the wellness event, I give them the option. Do you want to do a Zoom or do you want to do a Messenger event? So far, everyone's gone with the Messenger event, which is totally fine. I think the Zooms have more oomph to them, but it's also harder to get the people on a Zoom, right? You can host a Messenger event and plug people in, and they can look at it 5 days later and it's no big deal. A Zoom's harder. People don't rewatch Zooms. Let's be real. They're not going to watch the recording. So, that's another thing, is like, you offer like, hey, we offer to host a wellness event for all of our new VIPs. This is what your options are. You'll get, if you have a friend, I don't say if, I'll say when you have a friend that decides to get started with you, they'll use your link and you'll get a referral credit for it. Would you be open to looking at a day this week? That's what I've been asking a few people. I had a girl, I asked her, she said, hell yes. Like, she was like, yes, with all exclamation points. And I said, make a list of 20 people. She said, okay, with an exclamation point. I just hosted a 15-minute messenger event for her. She's got like 15 people in it. I told her to not stop until she got 10 people. Then she messaged me today and says, I have my 10. Can I still add more? Yes, you can, sister. You sure can. Keep going. So you never know when you're going to have someone that goes, yes, yes. And I didn't even have a chance to send the message that she was supposed to send to these people. before she started sending. She had her list done and was sending messages while I'm still like, here's your message. She's like, already sent some. I'm like, then keep sending them. She already had like 3 yeses before I got my message to her. So you never know when that person's going to show up. So you might as well ask. If you don't ask, the answer is no. Okay. So that is a big thing that both of you are going to need to be focusing on is business builders or sharers or however you want to look at them. So you can start getting some depth to your team. Your network never runs out as long as you're constantly building it. That's why we want to be adding people on Facebook, getting out of the house or out of work, meeting new people. Like, what can you do to meet people? That's kind of like always what we want to look at, because you need to grow your network. Because at some point in time, your hot network that you got right now, it dies because it's not hot anymore. It's cold. Like, you've washed through it. What's next? And the reason I still recruit, I would say 6+ a month. It used to be 10. It's slowed down just because I'm focusing on building my team versus prospecting. Does that make sense? Like, I'm pouring into you, spend more time pouring into you guys than like building my team as much. Prospecting, not building my team, prospecting as much. But I still, after 7 years, recruit about 6 a month. It doesn't stop unless you stop. Okay. So, I want you guys both to make your goal for the month. And it's going to be, this is where my points are going to be. Gold is 100 points. If you don't know that. Okay. So both of you better have gold on there, or we're going to talk, and I'm going to make you put gold on there. What's up?
Lucy's mom's here.
Okay, that's fine. You can just let her know that I'm on a call right now. That's fine. Kayla, do you remember where your points ended last month in January? Okay, so that's something I do want you guys to like be aware of at the end of every month, or at the end of every month. Like, you should know where you end out. You can check at the beginning, whatever, but know where those points fell every month, because that's something you want to track. Like, am I growing? Am I not? You know you grew, but like, where is my next point? If you had 55 points, you're going to need more than if you had 65 points, right? It's only 10-point difference, but at your stage, 10 points adds up to be quite a bit. So, gold, 100 points. Now you need to figure out how many people you're going to need. And we always want to account for attrition. And that's going to be people falling off. I always assume 10% is going bye-bye. 10% from last month is going bye-bye. You guys, at this point, that's 1 to 2 people for you. 10% of your team would be 1 to 2 people falling off. So you want to assume you're going to lose, let's just say 10 points, 2 people. Let's just say, assume you're going to lose 2 people. You need to account for those 2 people falling off. Okay. So your goal's 100 points. Say losing 2 people puts you at 50 points. You need to grow by 50 points, which is how many people?
Are they 6 points per person?
6 points for level 1s. Good.
Okay. So I'm no math tonight, but that's the point. I just left accounting all day. No more. I just, okay.
How many points do you get for a level 2 and 3?
I'm sorry, what?
How many points do you get for a level 2 and 3?
Very good question. How many?
Kayla?
I don't know. 5.
5 points. Okay. So a level 1 is 6, a level 2 and 3 is 5, and then it goes down 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you need to grow by 50 points, and we're going to assume you're getting 5 points for each person, how many people do you need? Oh, come on, you guys. This is the easiest math ever.
What did you say?
You need
Sorry.
50 points. Say you need 50 points to go gold. Go from 50 to 100 points, and you get 5 points for each person. How many people would you need?
10. 10.
There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Talking on my 6. I'm like, I don't know.
So I always just assume
Recording.
5 points a person. Yes, you get 6. I always just, if it's a level 1, it's a bonus point. Oh, I got a bonus point. Cool. Oh, I got another bonus point. You gotta enroll a few people to make those bonus points actually equal a whole nother person, right? So, you guys should both be pushing for 10 new people on your team. And I'm not saying you're going to enroll 10 people. Your goal should always be a minimum of
3.
1, 2, 3. As someone that's building the business, your goal should always be enroll 3 a month. I don't remember the last time I didn't enroll 3. Like, it's probably been since my first year with Plexus when I really had no idea what I was doing. So that's like your base. Like, you are for sure enrolling 3. If you want a push goal on there, like Amanda has said she's going to enroll 6 this month. She's already got 1 in the bag. We're about to host an event where she's going to get another 1, 2, 3. Who knows how many? So I always try and push for at least 6. That's kind of my average. So I always say, like, I got my 6. This is how many people we're going to sponsor for the team. My goal, I'm going to take care of 6 of them. I got 6 of them. Now, cool. Amanda's got 10 of them. Great. Kayla's got another 10 of them. Even better. So that's how I add up, like, how we're going to grow. Okay. So both of you need that idea of 10. Now, where are those 10 coming from? Kayla, looking at Jessica, I feel like Jessica could bring in 1, 2, 3. Right?
Yeah.
She could be one of your people. I don't know if you actually ended up talking with Dana, but she would, is it Dana or she?
Dana.
She's Dana. I remember when I said that, I was like, she was the one that kept pissing me off because I couldn't remember that it was Dana. It's nothing. It's not her. It's her name. Don't like her name. So she could potentially be another one, but also don't just look at who's on there now. Who are you bringing in? How many, like, who are you bringing in that could be a +1? Who could be a fast start silver? Because there's no reason you can't sign up someone this week and have them have 3 people by Friday. Right? So that's the other side of it, is we're not stopping at the team you have right now. You could bring in someone this week and have them go gold by the end of the month. I took Joy from 0 to 20 to gold to 100 points in 2 weeks. And then a month later, she went senior gold. A month later, she went ruby. A month later, she went senior ruby. She went from 0 to 700. Well, she actually hit like 785 points or something in 3.5 months.
Wow.
You guys can bring in someone like that. And because you have me, you would be able to do that. I would be able to help sustain that kind of growth. You can't do it on your own. I'll tell you that right now. You would freak out if that happened. That's what I'm here for. So that's why you always want to be like sharing about the business. Joy didn't start sharing for 2 months. She was on the products for 2 months. And then she messaged me and said, I'm ready. Can I do a call with you? And I was like, sure. I had no idea what was about to happen. And then like 2 days later, she was silver. And then another week later, she was senior silver. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening, but this is fine. So that's why like the business always needs to be like, keep sharing the business. You never, like, she kind of ignored me on the business side for 2 months. And then all of a sudden it was, let's go. Okay. Let's go. So you need to set your goal and you need to map how you're going to get to your goal. And I can help you do that. But that's kind of what your homework is going to be for this week. Actually for tonight, you should, if you don't have it done already, you should have it done by tonight. Get that done by tonight. Drop it in the chat, what your goal is and how you're going to get there. And then the other piece of your homework this week, Kayla, you might have you might get a little asterisk of a little extra time because I don't know if you're gonna have any maybe on the plane. I pay for Wi-Fi. Actually, if you're flying Delta, it's free, which is awesome. I work while I fly, except when my kids are with me. Having little kids and flying, you can't. Not happening. Learn that one the hard way. But your goal for this week is 5 people. You're going to think of 5 people that you're going to talk to about the business. Okay, that aren't on your team already. You're going to do a bold ask. So to start, I want 5 names, and one of them you're messaging this week. And if you need help with how to message, I will help you with that. We will be going over that next week of how to how do we find the business builders? How do we have that conversation? But we'll message 1 this week, and you need 5 names. Okay. And on top of that, you need to be posting and sharing, and Kayla, you get a pass. In your stories, all the things. Okay. All
Sounds
right.
good.
I gotta go host an event for Amanda.
Yep. See you there.
All right. Thanks, friends. It was fun.
Toodaloo.
Toots.